Hey guys, what's up? It's Zonky, and welcome to Dark Souls 2. I think we're on episode 8 now or something. Getting along just fine in the series. It's awesome. Going very well so far, I would say, for the most part. And we're going to be having a slight change of plans. I was planning on fighting the Duke's Dear Freya in this episode. And I did attempt her, and I found that my weapon does, like, next to no damage versus her. Both my weapons, like mace as well as rapier, like, pretty much don't even touch the Duke's Dear Freya. So, one thing that I've quickly been discovering is we are really, really weak for the stage that we are in this point of the game. Typically, when you get to this stage, you'd probably have some decent armor. You'd probably have a much more powerful weapon. But I've just been kind of like trying to save up attribute points to eventually switch over to a magic build at some point. And we have not done a very good job of managing that, essentially. But what we're going to be doing in this episode is moving on to another area, finding another non-major Great Soul boss, and I'll probably save the Duke's Dear Freya till last. And hopefully by the time we get to the Duke's Dear Freya, we will have enough attribute points to put some points into intelligence and use a magic build, because she's just so much easier if you use... well, like, not the weapons we're using, because, you know, if you're doing more than, like, 40 damage per hit, which is what I was doing with what I thought was a kind of decent setup, it's a much easier boss to fight. But we'll get into that later. We'll kill the other Great Soul bosses first, or, you know, attempt the other Great Soul bosses first at any rate. And we'll worry about that Duke's Dear Freya boss later on. So, we'll come back here to the Forest of the Fallen Giants, and there is an area which... We killed the pursuer, so you can walk through there if you killed the pursuer, and you can come to this bird's nest, and if you examine the bird's nest, a bird comes and takes you away. There's a cutscene of the bird carrying you and flying you, and it's kind of cool, I guess, if you're into scenery and all that. We'll look at this cutscene, because I've been skipping almost all of them, and we're going to go to the Lost Bastille here. Now, we've already found the Lost Bastille, but there's also an additional bonfire you can open up in the Lost Bastille that's actually really handy, and it provides a pretty cool shortcut. But to open up that bonfire, you have to... Well, it's much easier anyway if you come this way from this bonfire. Did I even light the bonfire? I might have forgot. If I did, that's a huge mistake on my part. But not the end of the world. Providing that we don't die, or at least providing that we unlock the shortcut bonfire that we're about to get to, it shouldn't be a big deal. So we're going to open up this chest here. I don't remember what's in here, but hopefully something cool. Antiquated key, covetous silver serpent ring. Alright, not too bad. We're also going to open up this door. Now, this is normally not the way that you want to go. I kind of goofed up and, like, forgot everything. Oh, man, this is bad. Yeah, like when I'm talking about we're really weak for this stage of the game, you really should be one-hitting these dogs with a mace. A mace is a pretty powerful weapon, but we just have not upgraded it very much at all, and it's very... I'm gonna be honest, this character is, like, just really bad for how late in the game we are at. Okay, luckily we're not gonna die to this dog here. That would be pretty disastrous if we did. But yeah, we're just really, really weak, and I feel kind of bad about that, just like building this character poorly overall. We'll come up here and kill this fool. But hopefully we'll eventually get to the stage where I can switch to a magic build, and it won't be as big of a deal. We'll kill this guy as well. Ideally, you should be killing those guys in 2 hits and not 3, especially with the mace, which is kind of strong against armored foes. But that's okay. We'll get through it. I'm just going to run past this fool because I don't really want to deal with him. But we might have to. Is he going to follow us all the way down here? Yeah, he is. Alright, so we're going to have to deal with him in that case. I was hoping to get the backstab off. But we'll just stunlock him instead. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's taking this many hits to kill this guy. We might have to take a break and, like, upgrade the mace a little bit, just so we have, you know, like a weapon to use. Would be nice. So in here we'll find Lucatiel once again. We can talk to her. Go through her chat dialogue. She'll give us a Ring of Steel Protection +1, which I think we'll probably want to wear, because that will increase our physical defense, and we don't like have any armor right now, so some physical defense honestly would be very handy. We don't need the Poison Bite Ring. I don't think there's really anything in this area that poisons you, so we'll give that one a miss. Alright, we're gonna try to get the backstab off on this fool, but we're not going to accomplish that. This guy can knock you off the edge, so that is One thing to keep in mind that's kind of scary with him. Luckily, we did not get knocked off the edge, so that's, I would say, generally a plus. I'm going to try to two-hand my weapon just so maybe I could one-hit these dogs. Oh my gosh. Two-handing the weapon doesn't even one-hit the dogs. I'm like in shock right now. We'll just need to find some Titanite chunks, I'm guessing, and upgrade the mace a little bit. And that, as long as we are able to do that, we should be okay, and we should be able to do a bit more damage here. I'll probably upgrade my weapon, providing I can find the materials to do that as soon as possible. Now, one thing with this guy, you want to aggro him, but stand a ways away, because there's a barrel right in front of him. Oh my gosh, I meant to use the poison throwing knife. Oh well. If he hits that barrel, that's a bad thing. So you want him to not hit the barrel, but you want him to come at you. I'm just going to block through this because it's not taking off too much stamina. Okay, so you want this barrel to stay alive, essentially. And I'm also going to walk down here first and kill a dog, because there is a dog down here. There's two dogs down here, in fact. And if you don't kill them, they can mess you up when you're trying to move the barrel into the correct position, so... There we go, the dogs are dead. So now that everything down here has been dealt with, you need fire bombs, which we got on our quick bar. And then we just need to roll this barrel down. If you hit it with your weapon, it will break and it will not work. But if you roll it down perfectly, it can do that. I've never seen that work before. I have heard that if you roll the barrel down in the correct position, it will light this bonfire. I just assumed it was a myth because I'd never seen it happen. But we can light this bonfire. And we also want to light a torch. And we'll have access to a really powerful blacksmith here, which we'll come back to and we will work with later in the game. But we'll light this torch on fire, and eventually this guy will move off of this chest so we can go into the chest because we lighted that torch. For some reason, I'm not really sure how that has an effect on whether he wants to, you know, chill on that chest or not, but it does. So we get a large Titanite shard there. We'll get a regular Titanite, 5 regular Titanite shards there, which is a really good pickup. We'll get iron arrows, which I don't have a bow, so that doesn't really matter. I should probably pick up a bow at some point. And heavy bolts. Alright, let's see if we can reinforce my mace at the moment. Can I do that? No, we have to wait for him to move off the chest. I think we have to rest the bonfire in order to do that, which is going to respawn all the enemies here. So let's go attempt to fight the boss here. And then there's some other stuff that we can do in this area, some other interesting items to pick up that we'll come back for. This is one of those bosses which we may not get done in the first try. Or we may. I don't know. You know, my mace is really so weak. I think it's only a +2 now that I look at it. Yeah, it's +2. We'll try using the rapier here, and hopefully the rapier does a little bit better job than the mace typically would, but we'll see. Okay, so what you want to do here is there's a bunch of enemies in this area, and you can fight them all if you feel like it. I typically don't like doing that, especially with my weapon being as weak as it is right now. So what you can do instead is just climb up this ladder, and this is like a shortcut to get to the boss. And I just discovered this recently. In the past, I'd always like cleared out all the enemies in this area, and it took forever and it was really annoying. But these guys are thick as a fence post, so they won't even notice. And then what you can do is, I hear enemies coming. Oh no! Okay, we did get one guy aggroed on us apparently. We got a couple guys aggroed on us. Oh no! Alright, well, you want to make sure to kill these fools then, I guess. Before you actually go into the boss room itself, because they can sneak up on you and come at you from behind. I've never had this happen before, so that's a bit strange. But I guess these guys are humanoids, so they can climb ladders, so that kind of makes sense. Now that they've been dealt with, let's put some sort of weapon buff on our quick bar. We'll go with gold pine resin. We're also going to be going with the rapier here. And I'll pop a life gem, which I'm running really low on, so I'll have to remember to go back to Majula and restock on life gems pretty soon here. We're going to summon Pilgrim Belclair, and we're also going to pick up another couple of Radiant life gems. We have a lot of better life gems, but I just like using the cheap ones for whatever reason. Alright, so Pilgrim Belclair is here to help us out, and she does a load of damage. She's actually a very helpful follower if you can keep her alive, which is sometimes more difficult than other times. And we're about to fight the I'm forgetting what they're called. The Sentinels. So these guys can be really annoying to deal with. I tried to dodge roll through that attack, and that went poorly. Oh, another completely failed dodge roll. Oh, I don't want to fall off right now, if at all possible. Oh, I did not know he was going for a 2-hit combo there. So I just got to be careful. And I'm going to Estus here. And I'm going to get hit because I Estus. I'll have to Estus one more time. Okay, that guy fell off. I think Pilgrim Belclair also fell off. And this is really bad, because we're going to have to fight like... Oh, man, this is not going well at all up to this point. We just have to kill one as soon as possible. It's very important that we get one of these Ruined Sentinels just done, or otherwise we are going to be in a world of hurt. Okay, all 3 Ruined Sentinels are on the ground. This is what you want to avoid, and honestly this fight is probably going to take multiple attempts, because we've messed it up. Okay, 1 Ruined Sentinel is down. That's a plus. But now it's 2v1. Well, it's 2v2, because Pilgrim Belclair is still alive, but Pilgrim Belclair is pretty weak, so honestly, if we don't get a Ruined Sentinel down, like, really fast here, this is not good for us. Oh, run, run! Okay, even though they're targeting Pilgrim Belclair, I got hit there just because their attacks have a very, very wide range. I'll try Pyromancy, I guess. That does, like, no damage. Man. Alright, I've never had a run like this where I just did so little damage to everything. So I'm kind of at a point in the game where I'm not really, like, completely sure what to do, because everything I do just, like, does no damage. So okay. Yeah. Alright, well, I'll probably have to try this fight again, because if I take one more hit, I'm dead. Okay. It's time to attempt to upgrade our mace, because we're just not doing a whole lot of damage at the moment. So, in order to upgrade the mace, this blacksmith will now be here, and we can repair our Ring of Life Protection at him. Okay, I guess not. But we can at least open up this chest. I thought that that blacksmith would be someone we could talk to and, like, upgrade stuff with, but I'm not entirely sure why we can't do that yet, but we'll just go back to Majula, go back to our standard blacksmith, that's fine. And we'll also remember to repair the Ring of Life Protection, which means I won't have very many souls to work with here. I might just see if I can upgrade the mace first things first, and then worry about everything else. Okay. Reinforce. So we do have the Titanite required to reinforce the mace. We have large Titanite needed to reinforce the mace. We need 2 more large Titanite to bring the mace up any more. But it is now +5, so it should do more damage. And since the Ruined Sentinels are armored enemies, the mace should be decent against them. First of all, we're going to repair our Ring of Life Protection. Alright, there we go. So hopefully this mace will be a little more effective than that rapier was, but we'll see. And it is time to go back. It's time to go back to the Lost Bastille, and I guess I can show off the Exile Holding Cells. There are a couple items that you can pick up if you go this way. We can show that off, and then maybe attempt the Ruined Sentinels one more time to end off the episode, and hopefully win. I've never had, like, any problem with Ruined Sentinels before, but at the same time, you know, usually they go down in a couple hits if you have, like, a really upgraded mace. In the past, usually I go for, like, mace +10 as fast as possible, and it just destroys them. It's amazing. Especially if you get, like, a buff on the mace. You know, a couple hits with a high strength level and they're down. It's awesome. And we could just, you know, use a soul vessel to respec and put some more points into strength and end up doing a lot more damage that way. And that could be one route to take, I suppose. So you can break this, and you can come in here, and there will be some enemies, or one enemy anyway. So just make sure to take him out. Oh man, even with the mace +5, it still takes 3 hits for these guys. So I very well may be using like a soul vessel off camera to respec and just like say, forget the magic route, we're gonna go all mace all the time. So we use the antiquated key, which we picked up, if you remember, from that chest earlier on. Okay, so the mace is now one-hitting the dogs at the very least, so that's a good thing. We can tell. Oh, I forgot to buy more life gems. Oh well. We can definitely tell that the mace has now, you know, become better. That's a really weird way of putting it. It'll take 2 hits against this dog, though. Alright, so if you knock this down, you might remember, like, from one of the first episodes, we did one of those things, like, in Majula, and it gave us a pretty cool reward with an Estus Shard Flask. If you knock this one down, all it will do is it will spawn some zombies that will attack you, and they're just generally not the nicest people to deal with, so they can drop some souls, of course, and some maybe some items as well, but I'm not going to deal with them right now. Okay, you're done in 2 hits. It's beautiful to see that. It's high time we started killing these fools in 2 hits. I wanted to get the backstab on that guy. Looks like it's not going to happen, but he's still going to go down pretty easily. One of these royal swordsman guys. There is, like, I think some Pharaoh's Lockstones that you can work with up here if that's what you want to do. We're going to get a large soul of a nameless soldier and a green blossom. We also have this archer guy shooting at us. I don't think he can jump down here, and if so, we'll just deal with him then. Or I guess we can come at him from behind and take him out that way. I'm not sure where this guy spawned from. I thought I killed all the enemies in this area, but I guess I was wrong about that. Oh, get a hit off. No. I was hoping to avoid that very situation from happening, but that's okay. We'll rest at a bonfire before we fight the ruined Sentinels again anyway, so we should be fine. Alright, so we'll just... These guys usually hit twice, so just keep that in mind when fighting them. Let them hit a couple times. And this entire area, you have to get the antiquated key to access, so just keep that in mind. I'm not sure if one of these is a mimic. I don't think so. We'll open up this chest, because it's definitely not a mimic. And we will get the Twin Blade. Sounds kind of cool. And we'll open up this one as well. Sometimes these secret weapons that you can get from areas that aren't not normally able to access, sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're really not good. So there should be like a Pharaoh's Lockstone that we can use somewhere in this area. Yeah, probably right here. Don't you dare pull back. Okay, well, maybe we won't use that Lockstone. Honestly, more often than not, messages are trolls, and it's probably best not to take their advice. But I'm just gonna... I know I don't have a whole lot of Pharaoh's Lockstones at the moment, so maybe we'll take that guy's advice for now. And not use it. Is there a secret wall here? This seems like a perfect place for a secret wall, and there are quite a few secret walls in this general area. Oh, we're right back here. Cool. No, run away! Okay, you really don't want him to hit the explosive barrel, because it does a lot of damage. So, it's better to avoid that if you can. There we go. Only takes 5 hits to kill these guys. I think it was taken more in the past, so that's a good thing. We are back at this bonfire, and if we want to get the Estus Flask in this area, we have to once again return to the Holding Cells bonfire. So we're going to do that, because I do want to upgrade the Estus if at all possible. It's nice to have as many Estus as you possibly can. And then after that's done, we can take on the Ruined Sentinels once more and hopefully achieve victory. And if we don't achieve victory, what I'll do off camera is I will respec my points and I'll turn this into more of a strength build character, and he should be pretty strong until the later stages of the game. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and climb down this ladder. There are some enemies that you can fight in this area. Honestly, this area is a lot easier if you're like a spellcaster, because there should be like an enemy that's going to jump down on us as well. Maybe not yet. Okay, we'll just take out the dogs first. That makes things easy. And then this guy at some point will jump down. There we go. And it's just another one of these mummy guys. We've fought plenty of them at this point. Backstab? No backstab? Okay, fine. We'll just have a 5-hit combo, take him out easily. He also destroyed this, I I don't know what you call it, watchtower for us. So we got an alluring skull out of that. And what this does is you can walk back here, and this is a really easy to miss path. I don't think I found this on my first playthrough, but this is another Estus shard flask, so it will be up to 9 whenever we eventually, and also a large Titanite shard, which is handy. If we get one more large Titanite shard, I believe we can upgrade our mace once more, which would be nice. But the main purpose for this area is if you don't like unlock this blacksmith area, or if you don't take the eagle ride to the Lost Bastille after defeating the pursuer, this is how you get to the boss of this area, is you have to go through here and open up this gate. So yeah, this is how you do it if you don't decide to fight the pursuer, because the pursuer is an optional boss. So this is the other way. And you just come here after going to No Man's Wharf. Alright, so we'll use our life gems, which we are running extremely low on. And this guy here, he'll take a swing at us, and usually he hits that explosive barrel. He didn't this time for whatever reason. One interesting thing is, if you can get him to aggro you from like a far distance away, he'll actually attempt to kick this barrel down towards you, and that can explode the wall if you don't want to kick the barrel yourself, or that's one way to do it. If you dodge the barrel. If it hits you, it explodes and does a lot of damage, so you probably would rather that not happen. I'm guessing, you know, just most people would rather avoid that. Okay. What do we got here? Another mummy, another dog, and then we should be able to attempt to ruin Sentinels again. Which really aren't a very difficult boss. I just have not been showcasing... oh, you don't want to fall off here. I've died like multiple times due to falling off in this very area. Oh, I thought I was going to get the stun lock there. That's okay. The mace is pretty good with those stun locks most of the time. And it's time to fight the boss once more. Once again, we're going to take that shortcut so we don't have to fight all of the royal swordsmen, which you can fight if you want for the souls or whatever other reasons that you may have. I'd just rather not deal with them personally. For the most part, you have to kill like 8 or 9 royal swordsmen to get out safely if you don't decide to take this ladder. Oh, Soul of a Proud Knight, that's pretty good. I'm glad I decided to pick up that item. That should be a decent amount of souls. So those royal swordsmen will follow me up the ladder, so once they make it to the top, though, I can just knock them in the face with a hammer. It should be really easy. And now that I know that they're coming... Oh, no! Oh, no! Okay, so, uh-oh, 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 oh, no. Hey there. Hey there. I'm actually not going to die from that, taking that fall damage. That's pretty nice. They may climb down. They may, like, run down this stairway and try to get at me that way. I'm not sure. We aggroed more of the Royal Swordsmen because of the fight. They heard the noise from the fight, and they're like, hey, what's going on here? Okay, so they are coming down this way. Alright, that's good to know. So we should be able to deal with them pretty easily. Now, there are some more Royal Swordsmen up top, or I think there's like one more. I'm not sure if we got his attention or not. Hopefully not. Oh, yep, we did. So once he comes down the ladder, I'll be able to kill him. Now, this is not a good example of how you want to deal with these guys, but I guess it works. Pick up this item, just a common fruit. I think that like cures poison or something like that. So now we can summon Pilgrim Belclair one more time and attempt the Ruined Sentinels one more time. I'm going to see if I have any decent buffs to use on my weapon. I think these guys are like weak to magic, so Aromatic Ooze would be good. We have Fire. We'll try Fire. I'm not sure how effective Charcoal Pine Resin is here, but anything that helps speed up this fight would be nice. Alright, Pilgrim Belclair, let's go. Pilgrim Belclair does do a lot of damage to these guys, so she's very key. And also, it's just nice not having 2 Ruined Sentinels aggroed on you at once. That definitely helps out quite a bit. What is she shooting at? Whatever. Apply damage to the weapon, and let's go. Once again. Oh, I probably could have stood to use a... What do you call it? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is doing way more damage. So I'm happy that we switched over to the mace rather than the rapier. It looks like since these guys... Oh no, that's not good. Since these guys are armored, they'll probably take a lot more damage from a mace type weapon. And you can stun lock these guys at some point. I know because I've done it before. I think after they get below 50% health. Maybe not. Okay, well, I'm going to Estus up here so I don't die. But overall, this fight is going much more smoothly than it did before. Okay, one Rune Sentinel down. The next Rune Sentinel is going to drop down. I'm going to try to lure him over here, and maybe the last Rune Sentinel will chill out and not attack us right away. I'm trying to dodge roll through these, but like doing a really bad job of it. But that's okay. We'll get a hit off, and as long as that third Rune Sentinel doesn't come down, and it looks like he's about to, or Pilgrim Belclair, I could really use you to draw one of the Rune Sentinels out. That would be cool. They're both targeted on me. If one of them gets on Pilgrim Belclair instead, we should be completely fine here. I'm just trying to back off a little bit, so maybe one of them will focus on... Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So we should be fine in this fight, as long as I don't do anything really dumb. Pilgrim Belclair should be able to, like, take that other Sentinel on one-on-one. And hopefully I'll be able to take this guy down. Oh, that spin attack is so annoying. Okay, just... Oh, he did this... Ah, man. I think you really do have to block through that attack, if you can. I gotta watch out just to make sure that other Sentinel doesn't get on me. Because if I get hit in the back, that could be, like, the end of me very, very quickly. Alright, let's go. Okay, finally got a successful dodge roll. And Pilgrim Belclair is just going to town on Rune Sentinel Alyssa. A couple more hits and this guy should be down. This guy's almost dead, so I'm just going to take him out. And there, we can now 2v1 this final Sentinel. Pilgrim Belclair is dead. But so is this guy. I just need to not fail. Alright, we're going to Estus up here just to be safe. And he's pretty low health. He's going to do the spin attack. Oh, I hate that attack so much. I'm sure there probably is a way to dodge it. I just do not know what it is. There we go. Nice. Perfect dodging skills. I probably shouldn't talk about that ever again, because that's not a skill that I have. There we go. A couple more hits on him. There we go. Stamina's low, so I'm going to back off for a second here. Dodge through that, and we might be able to take this guy down. There we go. Okay. Woo. That was nice. Finally getting that done. Finally getting the Rune Sentinels killed. Feels good. But what we're going to do before we exit this area is we're going to pop open some secret walls. Is there anything in here? No. Okay. There is an item in here. Some of these secret walls do contain items. And there are quite a few in this area. There's like 5 or 6 secret walls. There's one. Is this a mimic chest? I seem to remember there being like a mimic chest fairly soon. But when exactly it happens, I'm not entirely certain on. But it is going to come up here. It's going to sneak up on us. There's another secret wall. That's good. And this one, I think, contains an additional secret wall. Or no, it just contains a ladder that we can climb up and get an item on the top of this. I need to climb up, not down. Alright, so here's a chest. This isn't a mimic, is it? Okay, good. And this is also going to have another secret wall, and we can use that to grab another item here in just a second. I think this is all the secret walls. We have a scroll of Hush, which is just another spell. There's our last secret wall here. Hush just muffles your footsteps, so it's easier to sneak up on enemies and get backstabs and stuff like that. So if you're into that kind of gameplay, you might want to use Hush. I'm probably not going to. I'm just going to pop an Estus here, because we're about to get to a bonfire anyway, and I like being at full health. It makes me feel better. And we will get to another bonfire soon, which is good, because we just fought some bosses, so it makes sense that we you know, get a bonfire pretty soon as a reward. Watch out for that, because there's a dude that explodes, and he'll do a lot of damage if that hits you, so you want to avoid that if at all possible. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Farewell.